Aaron freaking Gordon, Kwab. Holy crap.
What just happened?
I've never seen anything like that.
That was crazy.
That was insane. The comeback was insane.
Yep.
Jokic was insane. Aaron Gordon was insane. That was an insane game. Insane finish. Just when you wanted to count the Nuggets out, they have a very impressive road victory against the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's get to the box score. The Nuggets beat the Clippers 101-99. For the Nuggets, Jokic had 36, 21, and 8 assists. Casual, no big deal.
Yeah.
Average game,
typical
nothing
Jokic
special.
Game. Yeah, just crazy.
Michael Porter Jr. had 17 points. I thought he hit some big threes in the third quarter. Aaron Gordon saved them up in season. And for the Clippers, you got Kawhi Leonard with 24 points and 9 rebounds. Norman Powell, huge fourth quarter with 22 points. And Zoo had 19, 12, and 6. But it was not enough because of the heroics from Aaron Gordon. Right now, if that didn't happen, we're talking about an overtime game in which I think the Clippers come back and win. We're talking about a fourth quarter collapse. We're talking about another blown 20-point lead that probably will end the Nuggets season like it did last year. We're having a whole different type of conversation now, Kwab.
Yep.
It's funny how that works. Your initial thoughts, let's just talk about like the fourth quarter. Did you think the Nuggets were going to blow that?
It was trending that way, and I think one thing that's was kind of crazy. As I was watching the game, I'm like, the Clippers have a real like home court advantage vibe with the crowd. Like,
isn't it crazy?
That's you know what I mean.
Welcome to the league.
they made the move out of Staples and
good for them,
or crypto, whatever it's called now. But just to hear how loud the crowd was getting, that's the word. Like when they cut it down to 10 and it was like 9 and it was going back and forth, and I'm like, the Clippers might do the damn thing. It's looking kind of like that. And then when Zubac had the tip in, I was like, okay, that's crazy. Yeah. So I'm like, this is gonna be an overtime game. And then that shit happened, and I'm like, I was like, what? I've never seen that before. Like he was this much. It would have been. It wouldn't have counted. That's
literally
crazy.
10th of the second. 10th of the second. Jokic, horrible shot.
Horrible shot.
Terrible. Good defense by the Clippers. I guess you could say that. Maybe he passed it. Who knows? It's Jokic.
That's Jokic. He can hit that shot, which is kind of crazy. Like it's in his bag.
Yeah. I mean, but an interesting game because Jamal Murray struggles for most of the game. He hit some clutch shots there in the fourth, but struggled for most of the game. They went to point Jokic at times. I told you they would do that.
Like
I told you they would do that. Jokic bringing the ball up, Jokic handling the ball at the perimeter, and not just for dribble handoffs, but for creating for others as well. Very impressed with how the Nuggets would go and they would run. They made it a point to pick up the pace. They were the fastest paced team in the league this year, and that's why they have success on offense. And I feel like for the first time, maybe in game one you had some fun moments, but especially this game, they were able to get out and run. They were able to, create advantages. Michael Porter Jr., I thought, shot the ball well. He hit some tough threes. Aaron Gordon was aggressive all game. It just wasn't, it wasn't just the game-winning putback dunk that he had. He was very aggressive, especially to start the game. The Nuggets set a tone. They picked up Harden full court, caused Harden to be passive for most of the game. I thought Harden played a good fourth quarter, but for 3 quarters, he really wasn't doing much. He wasn't asserting himself into the game. I thought Kawhi had a very decent game, probably his worst game of the series. Denver picked up the defense until the fourth quarter, where the Clippers finally started getting into the paint, kicking it out to Norman Powell. I think Ty Lue recognizing Derek Jones not hitting Derek Jones missed 2 straight threes, and Ty's like, "Nah, we can't do this. Yeah. We're down 18. We got to get our shooter back in." And that was probably the move, the best move that Ty Lue could have made at that point. Wanting to arrest Norm, but also recognizing that you need some offensive firepower, and getting Derek Jones out the game for Norman Powell was probably the best move that Ty Lue did all game. Harden kind of woke up. They started picking up at half court, like 3/4 court. Kawhi with some steals. It was just a little too late, though. I mean, I feel like a theme for this playoffs has been defensive intensity, right? The team that comes with the defensive intensity and does not allow the other team to get into the paint, that has aggressive point of attack defense, typically wins the games that we're watching. And we've watched a lot of games where it's just been one team is more aggressive on the defensive end than the other team. There's been very few series where it's like both teams are ultra aggressive, and that's what we're getting. It's just a weird dynamic. I don't know what's going on. Usually it's a team that just lost the previous game. They come out more desperate. We see it in the Minnesota Los Angeles series. We've seen it in this series as well. Confusing, but if the Nuggets can play defense the way in the first three quarters, again, like this is a team where you and I, we had them like, hey, they could win the championship. I don't think that anymore.
Yeah.
But they showed that like we can beat anybody on any night.
I think the word you use, which I was gonna say the same thing, was like desperation. The Nuggets came out like playing aggressive and like they didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
And playing like with a certain desperation. Aaron Gordon the whole game, I felt he was making players pick up fouls. He was kind of being an irritant at times. The fake fight that broke out at the end of the first half, like I was calling.
Yeah, and then you go into the third quarter and James Harden and Aaron Gordon are smiling at each other, patting each other on the back to start the third.
Yeah, like nobody really fights in the NBA anymore, which is fine. It's okay. Yeah. Like I'm not trying to watch a boxing match, old school Knicks Miami Heat. I'm cool with. I want to watch a basketball game, so. I think the Nuggets just came out with more sense of urgency throughout the course of the game. But then when they got the 20-point lead, it felt like they relaxed a little bit.
They started missing threes.
They missed
some open threes.
But also
there's some luck in there involved.
But also like the Clippers playing that zone. I think it was a 1-1-3 or like a weird variation of the zone where it was giving them some trouble. And that I'm always shocked when I see that, especially with a team like the Nuggets, because I'm like. You have Jokic, who is, to me, the ultimate, like, that's the zone bust. Like, there's no defense that you should be able to throw at him that he can't figure out. But they were having trouble with that. Like you said, they were missing some open threes that allowed the Clippers to come back. And just as aggressive as James Harden was in the fourth quarter, he should have been early on. Like, the way he was penetrating and finding Norman Powell in the corner threes and – that kind of fueled the comeback. Again, the Clippers having that home court, like I couldn't get over that because I was watching.
Because I've never seen it before, which is not true. The Clippers crowd is very underrated.
They are very, very underrated.
I've said that before. I've actually been to Clippers playoff games, and it's gotten loud back in crypto. So shout out to Clippers fans. I think they have a very underrated fan base.
Very, very underrated fan base. Yeah. But
that building sounds different though.
The building definitely
and
sounds
the wall
different.
Is very unique.
And that had the Nuggets adamant coach. He was saying that they were pumping noise into the crowd. But
stop it, dude.
Yeah, stop it. I mean, just the way you could tell when they were making that comeback, the crowd was getting louder. They were hitting shots, and I was like, the Nuggets look really uneasy right now. This is not how they've looked throughout the course of the game. And I agree with you. If it had gone to overtime, I don't think the Nuggets win the game just because your starters were tired. I think everybody played for over 40 minutes.
Bro, the Adelman's got him on the Tibbs rotation.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. He got him on the Tibbs rotation because Peyton Watson played 13 minutes off the bench.
Right.
And that was it. Everybody was like 2, 5, 6 because there is
6 minutes from Pickett, 4 from DeAndre.
And like because they don't This has been a problem for the Nuggets all year. They don't really have like a reliable bench. If Westbrook is not playing, who's been like their sixth man, apart from and it was basically like starters go. Michael Porter Jr. is playing with one shoulder and he played phenomenal. Like he was hitting shots. This is the best. I think it's the best he's played all series.
It was the best game from Jokic and Porter Jr. Murray was bad. And he hit some clutch shots in the fourth, which he always does. Jamal Murray could go like 1 for 17 for the first 42 minutes of the game, and he's going to hit like 2 clutch shots.
When it's game time, he's always ready to hit a game winner too.
Yeah.
So
I thought Aaron Gordon was phenomenal all game.
Yep.
From the start, I think he set the tone where they were going into the paint. They were making it a point to get into the paint and score in the paint to start the game, and that set the tone. This game, the NBA, a lot of it is 3-pointers, and like if you can hit the three, if you're hitting the three, that's a huge swing your way, but. Also, if you're dominating the game physically, you see this a lot in the playoffs, you typically are going to win that game, or you're at least going to be in it, bare minimum. And I felt like the Nuggets, for the first time, really, because even in game one, I felt like it was pretty even, but for the first time all series, it felt like the Nuggets were like the aggressor, and the Clippers were the ones on their heels. James Harden, for the first time all series, was on his heels. Kawhi, I thought, he wasn't bad today, but he wasn't great. He wasn't game 2 Kawhi, which is going to be hard to do, and he didn't have to do much in game 3, but
he had some moments here and there, but it wasn't like the consistent.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
Consistent play we've seen all series.
Yeah, Zoo was good. Zoo was always
good.
Yeah. So for me, man, saved the season. Aaron Gordon saved the season. That's Nuggets season's over. They're not coming back from 3-1 against this Clippers team. They're not. I mean, and we'll never know because we're not in that situation.
True.
But I think this Clippers team is too balanced. I think they're too disciplined. It's a different vibe from this Clippers team. I still got them winning this series. I still think they're the better team. But hell of a victory, man. I got nothing else to say. What is your prediction for Game 5 going back to Denver?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Because it's hard. Because you know what? After Game 3, I just felt like the Clippers kind of had. I don't want to say figured out the Nuggets, but it felt like they just.
No, it did.
Just,
I said it, and I'll say that's what I thought happened.
It just felt like they just kind of they had the series after the way they blew them out because every game had been close except Game 3.
Yeah.
And now we have this game, which is like in the way it ends, it's very, very dramatic. It kind of gives a team like the Nuggets a little bit of confidence, especially going back home. So
yeah,
I want to say Clippers, but
I got the Clippers in Game 5.
You got the Clippers win the next game.
Yeah.
If the Clippers win the next game, is the series over?
Yes.
Okay.
And if the Nuggets win the next game, I don't think the series is over. I still think the Clippers win 7. I think it's a must-win for the Nuggets.
So you think it's a must-win for the Nuggets in order to push it to 7?
No, I think it's. I think the Nuggets can win Game 5 and win Game 6, but I think if they go down 3-2, I don't think they were winning 2 games in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. I can't call it. I know you always wanted me to give a definite like.
This is what we do, man. We're podcasters.
That's not
bro.
what we do.
Let us know in the comments what you. That's the question I'm going to ask once we post
Let
this
us
video.
know
anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
think.
I can't call it, especially after this ending. That's probably one of the wildest playoff endings I've ever seen. So
Same.
I mean, props to the Nuggets, like you said. Aaron Gordon has felt like that's a season-saving dunk, like
And performance,
hands down, and MVP performance by him. Even though Jokic put up like a mediocre 30, 20, and
I know we casually just dropped like the Jokic line, and we haven't talked much about Jokic in this. Jokic was incredible. Like
it's ridiculous that he does this, and we're just like, yeah.
Well, let's bypass it. And
Let's
talk about
bypass.
7 other things.
Let's bypass him putting up historic numbers again.
Yeah.
Like he makes it look. The fact that he makes it look too like casual and easy, we just kind of.
Yeah, we
take it for granted.
just bypass it, man. I was about to
take
give
it
our
for granted.
socials and say peace, but no, we got to mention Jokic. Jokic with his best game of the series, MVP performance, unstoppable on offense, got whatever he wanted, manipulated the offense, got assists, rebounds, everything, just everything. The best player in the world, still in my mind. Best player in the world.
I mean, you can no argument here. He was crazy. He looked crazy, and again, that was we both thought that was a terrible shot at the end that he took.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is that we have seen him hit that before, so it's kind of like, yeah, sure.
It was when it was in the air. I'm like, that might be good.
That might be good. Imagine if that went in, like I would have been like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But hey, great game by the Nuggets, man. They have to come with that same type of aggressiveness and I guess same type of desperation going to the next game in order to push it to 3-2. I feel like they do. I think the Clippers might win the next game, but if the Nuggets come with the same type of approach they did this game, they can pull it off.
All right, that's going to do it. Nuggets beat the Clippers 101-99. You can follow us everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKS. We're going to stop this stream. I'm going to quit looking in this direction to watching the Rockets Warriors.
I'm watching it right here. I have it all right here.
And we'll be right back to recap that game as well. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, I respond to the comments as well. When we do full episodes, we take your comments and we respond to them on air as well. So make sure you do that. We'll see you in a couple hours.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good? All right. Peace. Thumbnail face.